this committee. I'm happy to be back among friends to talk about H.R. 2788, a bill to designate a National Distinguished Flying Cross Memorial. I'm seeking your support for this legislation. I'm honored to represent the Inland Empire chapter of the Distinguished Flying Cross Society, which is the primary sponsor of the memorial. Last June 1st, I introduced H.R. 2788, which would designate a memorial which is currently under construction at Marchfield Air Museum in Riverside, California, as the Distinguished Flying Cross National Memorial. It honors all current and former members of the Armed Forces who have been awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. The bill has strong bipartisan support with 48 co-sponsors. The legislation is supported by the Distinguished Flying Cross Society, the Military Officers Association of America, the Air Force Association, Air Force Sergeants Association, the Vietnam Helicopters Pilots Association, and the China-Burman Indian Veterans Association. I'd like to point out the language in the bill specifically states that the designation shall not be construed to require or permit federal funds to be expended for any purpose related to the National Memorial. Funds have been and will continue to be raised through private means for those purposes. Distinguished Flying Cross recipients have received the prestigious medal for their heroism, extraordinary achievement, while participating in aerial flight while serving in any capacity in the United States Air Forces. There are many well-known people that played a vital role in the history of military aviation and received the award. This group includes Captain Charles Lindbergh, former President George H.W. Bush, Brigadier General Jimmy Doolittle, General Curtis LeMay, Senator McCain, Jimmy Stewart, and Admiral Jim Stockdale, just to name a few. The March Air Reserve Base, which hosts the C-17As of the 792 Air Mobility Wing, is adjacent to the location of the memorial at the Marchfield Air Museum. When completed, visitors will be able to witness active operational air units providing support to our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan, which is an appropriate setting that honors the many aviators who have distinguished themselves by deeds performed in aerial flight. The memorial will be topped by 2-foot by 2-foot Distinguished Flying Cross of polished bronze, models of the Spirit of St. Louis and the Loening OA-1A amphibian aircraft. By the way, the OA-1A was chosen because the Pan American and Goodwill flights were made by 5 OA-1A flights by 10 pilots between 1926 and 1927. The pilots were the first recipients of the Distinguished Flying Certificate from then President Calvert. Again, I hope you'll join me in supporting the designation of the National Distinguished Flying Cross Memorial at the Marchfield Air Museum and H.R. 2788. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.